Oh my gosh, I hope you guys are ready for this. We have three amazing queens from El Paso. The Nuestra, oh, my Spanish is so bad. Nuestra Reina Hispanas. The teen, the Miss, and the Ms. are all waiting in the green room to be able to come on and share their stories. So stay with us right here on Pageantry Now. Oh, wrong thing. Oh gosh, see, it's live. Of course. It's been a day. Hey everybody, you know it's going to be a good day when we've got technical issues right off the bat. So I'm super excited about today's show. We've got on some lovely women that are from El Paso. They're going to come on and share why they do this crazy thing called pageantry, and share why they are in the system that they are in and why they want to keep doing this, which I think is so important. I know they're getting ready to go to Las Vegas to represent their titles at the international pageant. Before we do that, let's just talk a little bit about Pageantry Now, highlighting the amazing things that title holders are doing using a crown and a sash. We really encourage everybody to ask questions, to be involved, to be part of the conversation. So if you haven't already, share this right now. Share it with your friends. Invite people to come over, get a drink, sit back, chill with us, ask questions in the chat, and we are ready to get this show started. Here we go. Hi, ladies.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Already, we've got Ralph here supporting. Oh, and there's Fatima. Yay! Fatima's in the house. Oh, there we go. Fatima's here.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Literally just started, Fati. So if you want to be able to take this from here, we're going to have each one of the ladies introduce themselves. But Fatima Coelho is my co-host. Fatima, if you want to say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
So excited to have you guys here. All right, so each one of you are going to introduce yourself. So Anahi, I know I'm saying it right. You've got to say, introduce yourself, my love. Say your name because my Spanish is so bad.
Hello, I'm Anahi Garcia, and I'm the team Nuestra Reina Hispana.
Mucho gusto.
See, Fati is fluent, so she can ask questions in Spanish or English, depending on what you guys want to do, if you want to shake it up a little bit. So there you go. All right, Paulina, do you want to introduce yourself, my love?
Yes, hi, my name is Paulina. I am 19 years old, and I am Miss Nuestra Reina Hispana.
Yay! And then the lovely Larissa.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. My name is Larissa Guerrero, and I have the title of Miss Nuestra Reina Hispana.
Mucho gusto. Mucho gustos a todos. Nice to meet everyone.
Yay! All right, I'm going to tag everybody out and let you guys have fun with this. Enjoy it. Now, Fatima, I have promised them that we will ask them one question. I didn't tell them what it is. So do you want me to ask it or do you want to ask it?
I'll go ahead and ask it. I'll ask it in English first. And then if anything, I can ask it in Spanish as well.
Okay. All right. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful to have you guys. And thank you so much, Fati, for joining us. And I will see you guys soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Let me go ahead. All right. Okay. Now here goes the first question. The first question is, do you like frogs? Why or why not?
I feel like I might not like frogs. Just the fact that they jump like everywhere and caught me off guard. I think that's a no from me.
I'm gonna have to agree with Paulina. I definitely don't think I don't like frogs.
For me, I would say yes, just because growing up, you know, we always knew that if you kiss a frog, Prince Charming might appear. So I think, you know, frogs have a special meaning. So I think yes.
You didn't actually kiss a frog, did you?
No, that's why I'm still single. Yeah.
Well, then I want you guys to tell me a little bit more about the pageant of Nuestra Hispana.
It was actually, it was the first year of the pageant. Our
Okay.
director, Diana Estrada, she is currently in Nuestra Belleza USA. So she wanted to start this project, and we were lucky to be the first ones to participate in and win the pageant.
And where is this pageant held? Is it held in Texas?
El
Yes.
Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas. Okay. Okay,
So
because I mean I love to see that there are more Latino pageants out there. I'm trying to embrace it more because I know that in the American market, you know, a lot of Americans are really into pageants, but what they don't know is how much Latinas are into pageants. Just like you have Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Mexico. You know, they're all into it as well too, and we have beautiful women.
absolutely. I totally agree. And I think it, for me, being in this pageant, Nuestra Reina Hispana, was such a great honor because I was introduced to the MS category. So in the American pageants, it's usually Miss or Teen. So for me, it was a way to represent, all the beautiful Latinas that are married or not married, have kids or don't have kids. So El Paso really came out and supported the event, the pageant, and we had an amazing show. Everybody was amazing. Our director put a great show on. So definitely an honor to be part of Nuestra Reina Hispana.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing because I know that in Texas, I just recently went to Texas for the first time. My first time ever visiting the state of Texas was in August. And I visited McAllen where they have the Miss Belleza Latina, which is run by Maria Torres. And I know she started that pageant in 2001, but I love to see that there are more Hispanic pageants, more Latino pageants, because, you know, we need to embrace, we have a voice. We
Yes.
can embrace, you know, our culture, our background. And, you know, I love to see that. And do you have a platform? Can you tell us a little bit more about the platform?
Yes. For myself, I went and chose body shaming. I feel like it's an issue that has always been there, but with the influence of social media, it has unfortunately increased. Me myself have been a person who have suffered from it, and to see me how much I've grown after learning how to love myself, appreciate my body, I feel like it's something that should be spoken about more and just bring more awareness to the issue.
I truly believe that because unfortunately, as Latinas, you know, we have a certain shape that is part of, you know, who we are, you know, the Coca-Cola bottle. And I get it because I did go through some body shaming myself because I do have that figure. And have any of you ever come across any kind of bullying as far as your body or as far as being Hispanic? And how have you overcome that?
Yes, for me myself, it was quite the opposite. I've always been a thin girl, so maybe not being the standard that society has, it was tough. Especially in middle school, like when your body starts changing, and I was that skinny girl still. Like I always encountered body shaming, like, oh, she's skinny, she's flat, she's this, she's that. And as I grew, I learned to love myself, and it's such a nice feeling to finally appreciate and just accept how God has made you.
Now, let me ask you with the pageant of Nuestra Belleza Hispana, what were the categories as far as the competition goes? Like, what were the competition categories?
We had a talent section. We also had a lip sync battle, and then we had our interview, which was 3 minutes. And then we went on to do our opening number where we had a cute dance. We introduced ourselves to everyone in the audience. We went on to do bathing suit and then formal wear.
And what was your favorite part of the competition?
I honestly really enjoyed the interview because it gave me those 3 minutes were really special to me because I opened up me personally a lot, and I feel like it gave me a chance to express myself and show who I am to the judges.
That's usually like that means that you have a voice and you basically like to show, you know, tell people more like what you're about.
Yes. I wanted
Now,
to show that it's more than just being pretty or than just doing a walk. It's you need to know me too as well.
Absolutely. Now, I do have a question for all three of you, and this is actually a situation that has recently happened. I don't know how many years you have all had been in pageants, but recently there was an international pageant that was a teen international pageant that was held in South America. One of the contestants did not win, and the contestant's mother feels that she has the need to speak her voice because she said there were certain things that went on in the pageant world, that inside of that particular pageant, that she didn't agree with. Tell me, what is your take? Do you feel that it is correct for a mother to go on social media and speak against the organization?
I feel like maybe depending on what went down, was there something like specific going on, maybe against the girl,
I
or
would
just in
say,
general?
perfect example, some of the things that they're saying is that although it is a teen pageant, that there were some 20-year-olds, I guess they were aged out, or because they were still part of the competition because of COVID, that a lot of events did not happen last year.
Mhm.
I want to know your take on that, being a contestant yourself or being a title holder yourself.
I mean, I believe that at the end of the day, we are in a competition. So entering a competition, we do sign up to be in competition with other females, whether it be different age. I'm not sure what pageant it was, but it was an international pageant. You're going to have people with different viewpoints, different age. So I think it's not right for somebody to negatively talk about the hard work of not only the director, but also the other contestants. At the end, it's a competition and there's only one winner. And, you know, me as a pageant contestant, you go in and you put in hard work. And if people are going to negatively talk about the results, I think that's very discouraging for other people. So I don't think it's right for people to use their voice to talk in a negative way.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just hope that whatever happens, the result will turn around for something positive. So that's exactly what's going on. Now, my another question for you, y being in being in the Nuestra Latina Hispana, have you encountered any kind of negativity in this pageant or in any other pageant that you have done in the past? Any of you?
For me, this was my first pageant, and I really do want to say that our group of girls and our team was like so awesome. Even when they pronounced the winners and everything, all the girls were genuinely happy for the winner, and I just feel like we were just such a good group of girls this pageant. And this was my first experience, and I absolutely loved it.
And tell me, what was your biggest challenge when you competed in this first pageant? And how did you feel when you saw that your name was being called as the winner?
So for me, if I'm being honest, the most complicated part of it all was my walk. I don't know what it is for me that I just cannot get a decent walk in heels. So that was the hardest part for me. And the way I felt when they called my name, if you look at the video, they had called my runner up before me. So I moved to the side thinking that she won. And they had to literally push me to the front. And they were like, "You won." And I just couldn't believe it. And on my pictures, you can see my like shock. So I was just
It's funny you mentioned that because I've noticed that, I go back from pageants in the 90s, and like watching pageants like Miss Universe, I've always been accustomed to when you have the last two girls standing, the last two title holders that are standing, and they always call up the name of the first runner up first before they call up the winner. But now it's changed where now they just call up the winner first, and then they say, "Oh yeah, the runner up is such and such," which is kind of confusing. So I guess people are still not sure, like, okay, who won, who didn't.
For me, it was the same. This is my first pageant as well. So I remember holding the other girl's hand, and we were so confused. We didn't know who had won, or But it was definitely an awesome experience.
Yes, totally. I feel like it was our first time, which is very special that we got to experience this together. The same as Larissa, I was holding my runner-up's hand. She was like, "I'm so proud of you," and I was like, "I'm proud of you, girl." And then they announced her name, and I was like, "Oh, like I won!" Like it doesn't feel real. Like even up till now, like wow, like I'm really here wearing this crown, and it's just an amazing feeling.
I agree.
I think she's not.
She's not in here.
Where did she go?
I'm that.
So I think we're having some trouble because she's not in.
Our call. I was having a lot of trouble too.
For me, I think that the most difficult thing of the pageant was honestly, and I'm going to be super honest, when I went on stage, they asked me the same question and I was like, nothing was difficult. Like, I got this, but in reality, I think like the most hardest thing for me was the lip sync and the talent, because I'm a mom. I don't do entertainment on a daily basis. I don't do any of that. So I definitely stepped outside of my comfort zone, because that's not what I do. Nana, you dance beautiful. Paulina, you too. You've been to dance classes and stuff like that. So to see that, I was like, wow. But I don't dance, and I actually performed a dance as my talent. I don't know why, but I just figured it was like the easiest thing to do. But that was really hard for me.
And then especially for you, I definitely give props to Larissa for her lip sync, because out of all her difficulties, and she still went and performed a song that wasn't even her song. So I can't.
I know.
So I feel like that's part of also pageantry, that sometimes you just have to go with it. Like for us, that our dance kind of messed up, and we just had to go with it.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that just comes to show like mind over matter. I think that the pageantry world is a lot of your mindset, because there's a lot of emotions, there's nerves, there's excitement. And if you can't control that during interview, or, when you're performing a talent or a lip sync, I think it gets the best of you. So it definitely is just having the right mindset, stepping outside of your comfort zone and just doing it,
Learning how to control your emotions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Diana said someone asked about diversity.
Diversity? As in race, or as in
what we think about diversity? That is a very general question. Go ahead, Larissa.
Okay, sorry. I believe in women empowerment, and I believe women empowerment doesn't is not defined by race, by culture. We're all women, and I feel that at the end of the day, if we can look past everything else that society just makes us look at, we're all one. We're all women. We all want to achieve greatness. We all have goals. We all live in a world where we're trying to, empower the women. So for me, it's just that.
I think that regarding male, female, where you come from, your background, culture, inclusion is very important. I feel like we all are equally the same, so we should all treat each other with respect, equality, and that at the end of the day, we're all a big family, so there's no need to puts people to the side. So in my opinion, diversity is very, very important, and it's very important to include each and every one of us wherever we go.
I agree with Larissa and Paulina. I honestly love diversity because I feel like we all come from different backgrounds, different cultures. And by including diversity, I feel like more people are able to relate because maybe someone that's not able to relate to me can relate to Larissa or to Paulina. So I definitely love the idea of diversity.
Absolutely.
And
Do you
at the
girls
end of the
want to
day, I
speak?
think having, what was that?
I was gonna ask if you girls want to speak on your platform, since right now you didn't get the chance.
Yes, okay. So my platform, I chose education. So a lot of my family lives throughout Mexico, and I travel a lot throughout Mexico. And every time I go out of town, I've like really been just. It really puts me in an emotional place because you see so many children who are unprivileged, and it's just a different story out there. The government is different. So for mine, I chose education as in a way I wanna. I go out. I started an organization called Los Niños de Bani with my grandparents, and basically we go out to the orphanages and we do take necessities, obviously, but what we do that's different is we give an education of basics, like what can they do to be able to be self-sufficient and be able to be independent to support themselves. So basically just like basic math skills that we Americans we take for granted. And for them, they don't get to go to school. There's a lot of children out there that they are in dirty diapers and stuff, and it's just so sad. So I think she's back.
Hi, I'm here. That is so awesome that you guys are talking. I'm so sorry. We are having so many issues tonight. So Fati got locked out. So let me see if I can get her to get back in. And in the meantime, I love what you guys are talking about, and that you guys are trying. Up there, she is. She's making a difference. You guys are making a difference in your community and really trying to be able to help support people. And that's really what this is all about. People don't understand how important pageantry is. There you go. And so many great people are saying. Alexis says she believes in diversity. It's so wonderful. Charlie says, so proud of you, ladies. Alexis says, so about LGBTQ and the pageantry and culture and being able to raise awareness. Great answers. And then what will you do next year with your title? So I guess that is the next question you guys can ask too. All right.
Well,
So,
for me,
Becky, go ahead. Oh, we're losing everybody. Come back, come back, come back. I know you guys are having some really nasty storms in El Paso right now, right?
Yes, it's very windy, very, very windy. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of dirt.
know that they talked to you before we went live. You guys were saying that there's some really severe weather that was coming in. And I know on the news that they said there was some really severe weather too. So, all right. So why don't we go with Anahi? Am I saying it? Anahi?
Yes, you're saying it right.
Okay.
Anahi.
Nahi. Okay.
Sorry. I'm like so bad. Okay. So tell us what you plan to do with your title in the future.
With my title next year, I plan to. So right now that I've started my organization with my family, what I really want to do is it's called Los Niños de Bani, and basically it's where we do a bunch of donations and we help out and just provide a lot of help. And what I want to do is make it nationwide. Am I in the show?
And what about you, Paulina? Tell me a little. I know. Did you speak about well, tell us again about your platform and what you plan to do.
Yes, my platform is body shaming, and something that I want to start doing is going locally to, for example, the kids and refugees, the teens and refugees, that it's especially very tough on them, like life itself. So I want to go around and spread that positivity that it's okay to maybe be a little different, to appreciate what you have. Self-love, very important. So I want to do bring awareness to that issue, especially with the kids that unfortunately don't have a family and support behind them.
Absolutely. I know that a lot of the issues, especially for women, and Latina women also, is that we deal with a lot of body shaming, even though a lot has changed, as far as our image of what a woman's supposed to look like, which really, it's okay. Before, if you weren't that thin model, less, you weren't really as accepted, where now it's accepted. You don't have to be a size 2. You don't have to be a size 0. You're still a beautiful the way you are. And I think that's wonderful that we embrace that more.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Oh, and we have Larissa back. Welcome back. I'm sorry you got kicked out as well
No,
too.
it's okay. It's okay. It's like, what's
So,
going on?
being that we are at the end of Hispanic Heritage, how do you all normally celebrate that, and how do you embrace that? And tell us a little more about that.
Well, I actually got invited to be one of the speakers at a woman empowerment expo that we had here. So it was the first ever Hispanic Heritage Expo that we had. So I think that's going to be something that I'm going to be part of every single year, where women come together, women that are really just, making a name for themselves and just contributing to the community in different ways. So that's something that El Paso has going on, and something that's definitely going to be on a yearly basis.
Now, let me ask you, as a title holder for Nuestra Reina Hispana, is this a title that you plan to promote locally, nationally, or internationally?
Well, we are headed to nationals in Vegas. So this is something definitely that, like I think it's our first year competing in pageantry for all of us. So we're going to be in Vegas. We're going to be representing El Paso. And from there, I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm super excited for the opportunity.
I think that's super exciting. And how are you preparing yourself for the national title?
For me, I've been practicing a lot. I've been walking up and down. I've been breaking in my heels. I've been sitting in the mirror, and I ask myself questions, because for me, this was my first pageant, and I honestly did it for confidence. I didn't think I was going to win or anything. So I'm really shy. So what I do is I try to talk to myself like in the mirror, and I try to get myself to open up a little bit.
I think that's great, like practicing and sometimes even doing interviews like this, you practice as far as like being in different panels. Have you ever, now let me ask you this, being that the competition is going to be in Vegas, have you guys ever been to Vegas? Is this your first time in Vegas, or have you been there before? Because I've never been.
Yeah, it will be my first time.
It'll be my first time as well.
Oh my God, how exciting. How exciting. I would love to go one day to Vegas. Maybe one day I'll make it there, because I know that there's so many national pageants and international pageants are always happening in Vegas as well too. Now, have you gone to any appearances as far outside of El Paso or inside? And if you have, what has been your favorite appearance so far up to right now?
We've actually had 2 appearances already. Our first appearance was when Diana gave us our plaques representing us. And then my second appearance was this weekend, and it was actually, Larissa was in Disneyland with her son, and Paulina had COVID, so I had to go alone, and I was really nervous for that, but I ended up loving it. Everything went well, and it was for the 1-year anniversary of Mora Mia. It's a really nice restaurant here in El Paso, and I was honored. I got to do the cake cut, and I got to light the lights and everything.
And how about for you, Paulina?
I only attended, it was an appearance for a radio station called Latinx, which
Oh,
they
nice.
were the sponsors for our pageant. I really liked it. It was the first appearance. Like Anais said, Diana gave us her plaque, so we got to speak on our platform and what we wanted to do. I was super excited for the second appearance. However, I did have to get tested for COVID. Fortunately, it came out negative, but I did get the results that day, so I wasn't able to make it. So I am looking forward to our next one.
And what about you, Larissa?
Well, I was only able to go to our first with Latinx, and I think that was when it really hit me that I had won. I think that once you get your crown, you're kind of in disbelief. Even driving to the event, I had my crown on, and I was like, "Wait, am I wearing the crown? Is this really happening?" So I think that event really just put everything into perspective. You know, it made me realize the great responsibility that I have as a title holder, because we now do have a voice and everybody is looking at us. So yeah, it was an awesome experience because I finally felt like, okay, it's happening.
Now, let me ask you, the night of your crowning, did you guys take that moment to sleep with your, take that Sleeping Beauty picture? Because I know that's like traditional now, where you still have your pageant gown and you lay on your bed with your sash and your crown and the flowers on the side, and you like take a picture with your eyes closed.
You know what? I was super exhausted. I just went to have dinner with my family and friends, got home and knocked out.
I can only imagine because, when you're preparing and during pageant week, you're on a strict diet. You want to look your best. And the one question that we always ask, and I always get the same answer, is what was the first thing you want to do after you're finished crowning? And everyone says, I want a big slice of pizza.
Yes. For me, I was on a strict diet and, just working out. And that day, I just remember, I won. My family was like, okay, let's go get you I wanted a hamburger. So my family took me to just, a basic restaurant, but I had my cheeseburger with extra pickles and it was amazing. I totally was looking forward to that. So.
You're like, it's over. I can finally eat.
I actually haven't dieted in 2 weeks. I took 2 weeks off after I won. I was like, okay, I'm just going to take a week off, but a week turned into 2. And then I went to Florida. So this week I'm back on my diet, getting ready for nationals.
Awesome. That's great. Now, I have a couple of trivia questions. This is going to be real fun. Any of you can ask. Well, I'm going to have every one of you have to ask, okay? The first trivia question is this. And you have to choose which one you like, okay? The first question, Florida or New York?
New York.
New York for me as well.
Tell me why.
I actually went this past summer, my first time ever, and it was something that I always dreamed of. And now that I actually went, I just love the big city life, that super busy, that super quick pace. I loved it, and hopefully one day I could live there because I actually love their lifestyle. So that's why I would go to New York.
Okay, here's another one. Paris or Italy?
Oh, that's hard.
I'm gonna say Paris because of the fact that I really want to see the Eiffel Tower, and it looks like such a beautiful town. I would love to go.
All right, here's another one. Indonesia or Philippines?
I'm gonna say Philippines because I think it's my great grandpa and he is from there. So I would love to go and get to experience some of the culture and just really learn about it and see where my bloodline comes from.
All right, here's one that's going to come home for you guys. California or Texas?
Texas.
Texas. I have to say, my first time in Texas, I really enjoyed, even though I was only in McAllen, I would love to go and see other parts of Texas, such as El Paso, of course, Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio as well too. I would love to visit those towns and see more of Texas.
Everything's bigger and better in Texas.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Now here's another one. Here's another one. I got to think of this one. Vancouver or Las Vegas?
I would probably choose Vancouver. I feel like Las Vegas, I don't know. It's more of a. I feel like I see it more on the party side since everyone's like, "Oh, Las Vegas is known for this." I would rather do Vancouver.
Vancouver.
All right. What about you, Larissa?
I would say Vancouver. I haven't been to Vancouver. I've been to Vegas many times. And I think that Vegas is just very limited on the entertainment. So Vancouver would be my choice.
Okay, here's another one, and we're gonna go with the Latino countries. Colombia or Argentina? Which one would you choose to go and visit first?
Argentina.
Tell me why.
I mean, both sound amazing because I haven't been to either, but I just love Argentinian food. Their food is amazing. So
Yeah, that chimichurri steak. Oh my
yeah.
God.
So to actually go and be there and get to try everything.
Okay, and now here's another one. Mexico or Puerto Rico?
Mexico.
Tough one.
Being that I've been to both, and I have family from both sides.
Fonzie, they can see Mexico from their house.
Literally.
Literally.
Okay, then Puerto Rico then.
You guys have probably all been to Mexico, right? Or no?
Yes.
But Mexico is such a huge country too. There's so much to see.
Yeah, because I know there's a whole lot more than Juarez. Like I've never been anywhere except Juarez, so I guess like there's a whole lot.
Yeah, there's.
I have one more trivia. Japan or India?
Japan.
I think I would go to India.
Tell me why.
I feel like I know more of Japan like through social media and all of that. Not so much India. So it would be really cool to get educated on their culture and all of that.
Yeah, they have a really strong culture. It's amazing. Yeah. What about you, Larissa?
I would say Japan. I feel it looks so surreal, you know, and I've only seen it on magazines or social media, and I think it's a beautiful place.
One more. Madrid or London?
I've been wanting to go to Madrid for so long. It's past me what my dream trip is right now. I've been begging my dad to take me to Madrid. I want to go so bad. I've
never been, but you know, my mother, before she met my dad, she actually lived in Madrid for 2 years, and she told me they were the most phenomenal time of her life.
I want to go to Spain so bad. I have so many friends and family that's Spaniard, and it's definitely on my bucket list. I have to go.
Oh my God, that's so amazing.
You're gonna go.
Oh, let me know so I can go too.
Yeah.
I gotta go on this trip.
Yeah. We're gonna plan it for sure.
All right, now I'm going to go to some questions that I have here, and this is usually some of the pageant questions, but I love asking this. This is one of my favorite questions. If you had to choose, which is more important, life experience or education, and why?
For me, I would say education because I think education and knowledge is the most powerful thing that you can have. So I would definitely say education because how are you going to experience? I think with experiencing life, you learn.
What about you, Paulina?
I would say the same thing as Anai. Something that my mom and dad actually say is that knowledge is something, your education is something that no one can take away from you. So like she said, it's something very powerful that can take you to many places. And I feel like without it, of course, you can succeed and you could accomplish things. But in my opinion, there's nothing like having an education.
Absolutely. I've had people who answer and they'll figure out a way to say both. And they'll say education and life experience. Like, tell me how do you feel about that, Larissa?
I would say that life experience gives you education and knowledge. I'm big on education as well, but a lot of the books that I've read, I'm very big on like law of attraction, and I read a lot of books of people that I aspire to be, and they don't really talk about I mean, they talk about knowledge, but life experience over, being, I don't know how to explain it.
It's okay.
Yeah, but life experiences.
So
All right, now,
I think
no,
that
tell me.
I think that education is life experience as well, because I think education isn't just about being book smart. I think that education goes deeper into being, I guess, is how you respect and how you act, and just being educated in different ways farther than just being book smart. And I think that's what takes you farther, is being a well-rounded person, knowing about everything, being an everybody kind of person, if you know what I mean.
Well, I do have another question, and my other question is this: what is more important, beauty or intelligence, and why?
Intelligent.
Intelligence for sure. I feel
Intelligence.
like yes, we shouldn't judge or any type of make any comments regarding a person's physical appearance. We are way more than what we look in the outside, and definitely the most important thing comes from the inside.
Well, I think that, in my opinion, I do agree intelligence is more important. The reason why is because beauty is only temporary, but intelligence is a lifetime.
My
And you
mom,
know what? You know what else? Intelligence to me is beauty.
Yes.
absolutely.
I agree. There's nothing like talking to someone who just is so assertive and knows what they're talking about, and to me, I find that so awesome.
Absolutely. Now, you know what? Being that you are first time title holders, have you ever experienced anybody who has spoken negatively about pageantry, and what message would you give to those people?
In my case, I've heard people who only see it, like we mentioned earlier, that it's about being pretty, knowing how to walk, when it's not. I feel like sometimes they don't even know that there's an interview going behind the scenes that basically uh, puts yourself in your situation. If you win, it's not how you walk, it's not how you look, it's the brains. And I feel like many people don't realize that there's a cause behind it, that the girls have platforms, they're trying to make a change in the community. So I just think that they're just not well educated on what pageants actually do.
For me as well, except for me, it was actually my dad. He wasn't really accepting of me being a pageant. He thought I was like sexualizing myself. So it took me a while to get him to understand really what a pageant was, and that it was more than just walking on stage in a pretty dress and walking in your bathing suit. And so he really didn't agree, but now he definitely came around to understand that it's more than that. It's about me building confidence and building this persona, being an influence to other people, and becoming well rounded.
I just saw a comment said that beauty matters in the inside. It said beauty, and this is by Alexis Gale Ellis. She said beauty matters is inside a person.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, physical beauty can only take you so far. And
Absolutely.
I think as women we need to be well rounded in education, and I have so much more respect for the pageantry world. Like I said, it's my first time ever competing in a pageant, and everything that goes behind pageantry is what people don't see. There's a lot of like we were talking about it right now. You really have to be able to control your emotions. You have to control you get nervous, and there's so many things going on, and a lot of preparation leading to the crowning, and that's what people don't see. So I definitely have a lot more respect myself for all pageantry queens and contestants as well. But it's a world that really just, I don't think that you can prepare for a pageantry. I just feel that women are just women. They're powerful selves. They want to make a change in their community already. We don't come into pageantry pretending to be uh, another person or trying to do something. These are things that we had already going on, and just having a crown and a sash It's just giving us that extra push that we need to be able to really make a difference in the things that we're already doing.
I agree because when you have a sash and a crown, people don't understand how powerful it is to have a sash and a crown. It actually gives you a voice because you may have a platform of something like, for instance, we've spoken several times about body shaming, but when you have that crown and that sash, it's a voice that's your voice to promote to the community and let everybody know the awareness, and they will listen. They literally will listen.
Yes, I
Absolutely.
feel like, especially as being part of a minority group, it is important to speak upon our issues as a Hispanic, Latino, Mexican community and just put our voice out there, like you're saying.
Well, mentioning about being Latino and being Mexican or Hispanic, or some of the things that and I'm speaking even on with my family, and my mother didn't really speak English that well, so I grew up mainly speaking Spanish with her. And I remember one of the biggest challenges and struggles was when we were around in this country. uh we get put down for speaking Spanish in public. And I've noticed that that has become a big issue, where if you're out somewhere speaking Spanish and someone who is non-Spanish, non-Hispanic will come up to you and say, "Hey, speak English." How do you have you ever encountered anything like that, and how have you ever overcome that? Because I've overcome that sometimes to a point where they make you feel uncomfortable, and there's nothing wrong with being bilingual. That's how I feel.
I have never been in a situation like that, but I know that my mom has been in situations where um, the person that she was treating didn't really speak Spanish and she did make her feel less, which is very sad because I feel like being bilingual is so powerful. It opens many doors and it gives you plenty of opportunities for being able to speak two languages fluently. So I think it's very sad that there's that connotation of speaking Spanish when it's really a very powerful thing.
I agree.
I encountered, feeling less when I was in high school. I used to go to almost an all white high school. So I was, the little Mexican girl. And growing up, that was a big issue for me. And it wasn't until I started traveling that I started seeing the diversity and people from different cultures, that I started just really loving myself, loving my culture, really just embracing it. And I feel that's important, to really just love yourself and know your authentic self, because when you are 100% sure of who you are, where you come from, and you're proud of that, there's nothing anybody can do or say to you that's going to shake you or to make you feel any less. So to all the youth, sometimes might feel embarrassed or even feel less,
Exactly.
I would just say to really just embrace and learn to love where you come from, your heritage, and yourself.
I agree, because I think also with the youth, I think is very important, because some people, depending on the community that they grow up, they will actually like reject, and not just Hispanic, even like other countries like Asians, who will reject their culture and reject their language because they're trying to fit in to the community that they're in. How do you feel about that? Have you ever been in that situation, or know someone or a family member that has encountered that? And what message would you give? Because I'm sure that many of the youth right now are currently going through that in different parts of this country.
I again haven't been in that situation, but I know that it's something that comes from many, many years ago. I'm actually studying education, and we were looking at how, for example, the Asians and the Latinos, they wanted to get educated once they were an official citizen. They weren't allowed to, so they started creating their own schools, and then of course they wanted to keep their culture, so they um, kept that in their school system. And then they started passing laws saying, no, like, we don't want you guys to do that. We're trying to Americanize you and pretty much make them forget about where they come from. And I think it's very sad. Although we are minorities, we must appreciate and, like Larissa said, embrace our culture and where we come from. So I would advise them to not feel embarrassed. It's nothing bad. On the contrary, we should be proud of where we come from and our roots.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And one of the things that I've noticed in pageantry, even in the Miss USA, which is one of the bigger pageants, year after year, there has been more and more diversity within the contestants and the winners, which I'm loving very much. Like for instance, we have more South Asians, more Hispanics, more people of Arabic descent, Muslim, who are being more accepted into these pageants and being the face and the voice of the crown and the sack. So my next question for you is this: um, how do you plan to promote your title going forward?
I guess I'll go. um, I do want to put the Hispanic community over here. Sometimes we might be maybe thought of as less when we're not. We have so much knowledge, power, just love overall. I feel like the Hispanic community is very loving, very caring, very strong. So I do want to embrace being a Hispanic, my family, my background. That way, other people see that it's okay and they do the same thing.
Now, I know that right now, since 2019 until now, there has been more things going on as far as women empowerment. What does women empowerment mean to you?
Well, actually, for me, this is the only reason why I joined pageantry. You know, I feel as if people look at pageantry as, you know, perfect girl who is well educated, comes from a great family. But for me, I mean, my life has been a story, you know, and I believe everybody has a story. And going forward now for my title, I really just want to promote women empowerment. I want to empower women that have kids. You know, sometimes as especially the Hispanic culture, we're taught to live at home, you know, and we have like the man taking care of the household and the woman taking care of the kids, and there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely not. But me as myself, you know, I was just in a situation where I let my, you know, my beliefs from when I was younger take away my dreams and my ambitions. So I recreated myself, you know, ever since the pandemic. So I'm now a voice to all women that are single mothers. I am a single mother. Um, to women that have suffered from domestic violence, abuse, and I'm really just changing the way people see pageantry. And I want to be a voice to those women, let them know that, you know, it's never too late to pursue your dreams, and it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters where you're going. And to have women surround you, be surrounded by women that are actually doing things and empowering you and uplifting you is something that I want to bring to my community of, you know, Hispanic mothers or, you know, older women.
I think that's amazing because nowadays there are so many single mothers that are in pageantry, and it's incredible how much they're able to balance being a mom and being and fulfilling their title with going to various different events and appearances, and also being like the image and the voice. And I think that's absolutely amazing, and I congratulate you so much, Larissa, with that, because back in the time, people used to think that once a woman became a mother, they weren't able to do pageants. Their life was over. That was it because you had a child. And nowadays, it's not even the case anymore. Women who have children are actually pursuing more of their careers. Many are still in school and they're pursuing, you know, becoming businesswomen. I think it's absolutely amazing.
I think so too. And that was my case. You know, I thought pageantry was only for women that didn't have kids or that had never been married. So, that's the only reason why I feel so honored and have such a great responsibility carrying this title. But women, I started my own business a year ago. I'm going back to school. I have 2 kids, and I'm doing it by myself. And now I have the title of Nuestra Reina Hispana. So I just want to live a life that empowers women. Like, if I could do it, you can do it as well. I have nothing special. There's nothing special about me. My background isn't anything wow. So I think this title and my next year, my voice will be to represent all those women.
Well, let me ask you, when was the title? How long have you been crowned Nuestra Reina Latina Hispana?
For
It's
weeks.
almost gonna be a month, the
month.
19th actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this: a month, exactly a year. When it's time to turn in your title, you're gonna feel like your whole entire life has changed tremendously, and you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, wow, like I can't believe it. And it goes by so fast. I highly recommend, like, take advantage of every single event that you can get out there, because it is 365 days of the year. It is nonstop. And in a blink of an eye, it is like almost over. You don't want to end. And I tell you, because I run my own pageant, year after year, I get title holders that are always like, "Oh, I don't want this year to be over." And they look back at their pictures and how much they've grown, and they're like, so many people, and many continue with their platform even afterwards. Some even start their own pageant, coaching, judging other pageants as well too, which is so much fun. If you ever have a chance to judge, by all means do it. And so let me see, Stacy is back here, so we are just about to finish.
I just want to tell you guys, you're amazing. I think that your stories are phenomenal. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to call you up before Fati, because I forget you're not used to Texas, where I used to live in Texas. So, and I know as Hispanics, it's got to be really wonderful having been a Texan. I know how important it is to feel that feeling of representing the state. So how does that feel, not just as a Hispanic, but how does it feel to represent the state of Texas?
It feels very surreal, very
Right?
like I'm really out here, yes. And it's very special, especially being our first time for all of us. I feel like it's definitely a dream come true, and hopefully many, many others to come, many other forgot the word.
Other titles, more things to happen. Like, there's so much more that happens from this. This is just the beginning. So my first state title was in Texas, and you just don't know what will happen from here. And Nahi, what about you? What do you think? Like, how does it feel? Has it even sunk in? It's been 4 weeks. Like, that's not enough time.
So for me, it actually just sunk in this recent appearance that I did at the restaurant, and just with everyone coming up to me being like, "Can we take pictures? And can we do this?" It made me realize that I'm an influence and that I have people watching me, and that I need to pursue and be my best person that I can, because I want to be. For me, I have 2 younger siblings, and they look up to me so much. So for me, that means a lot. It makes me want to just be the best version of myself to lead them. I want to be the best leader that I can. So it barely actually started hitting me. And every time I wear the crown, I'm still like, oh my God. When I'm getting ready and I have to put it on, I'm just like in shock.
You mean you don't wear it around the house? Hello? Come on.
I slept with mine the first time.
I sleep with mine. Like, how do you not? Honestly, you walk around the house in it, don't you? You do. I know you do. During a pandemic, it's like, okay. I mean, I know things are different here, but what about you, Larissa? How does it feel? Like that? I mean, I think being a Texan is a huge tradition. Being a Latina Texan is an even bigger tradition, because that goes back to your entire heritage. Like, pageantry is really interwoven into the idea of quinces and the idea of the Hispanic culture. So how does that feel for you?
Well, like we talked about it, it's barely been 4 weeks, so I'm still, soaking it all in. But what really touches me is that my son knows. My son was there. He gave me flowers when they put the crown on me. And he's always telling people, my mom's a queen, my mom's a queen, my mom's a queen.
Oh,
That just melts my heart. So, just seeing now that I have a voice to represent all the Latinas is amazing, but also to know that my son and my kids are looking up to me, it just creates a big responsibility and definitely an honor to be representing women.
Awesome. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you, Fati,
yes,
for
congratulations to all of you too. Thank
yeah,
you.
wear your crowns well, as we always say. I think you guys are amazing women, and you are fantastic. Have that, it is forever that first title that you'll have, and you'll always think so magically of it. So, thank you for sharing your stories and that experience with us. We really appreciate it. And do you guys have any for how do we find you? So like we can make sure that they can follow your reign and follow everything that's going on. So Anai, with you, how do we find you?
You guys can find me through my Instagram at Anai Cristal, ANAHIKRYSTALL.
Awesome. And Larissa?
My
Oh,
Instagram
sorry,
is
I went to the wrong person. Larissa. Oh my gosh.
my Instagram is Larissa_Posh, POSH, and Larissa is LARISSA.
And then Paulina.
My Instagram is also very simple by name, Paulina period Herbert, and that way you guys can keep up with all of us and our reign.
Fantastic. You guys are amazing. Good luck in Las Vegas.
Oh, and I just got a message to give. I saw that on the chat. Diana, your director, she said, "I'm welcome to come to El Paso." I definitely will go to El Paso. Hopefully, for the next pageant, I would love to be there. Thank you so much.
El Paso is so cool. Like it is one of the. I have to say, like from a standpoint of somebody that's been all over Texas, the thing I loved about it is that it has this really close knit feeling about it, and like everybody knows everybody, and like and then being able to see like the lights of Juarez, like when you like at night, like I just it's just something so magical about seeing these two separate cities that are so dynamic and so diverse, and yet one culture altogether. And I think that's so beautiful. I love the way that Mexican culture has really unfolded into everything that happens in El Paso. So honestly, I mean, you gotta go, babes. You gotta go.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I definitely want to check out more parts of Texas. Absolutely, it's on my bucket list.
And yes, everything is bigger in Texas.
Yes.
From a girl from Miami that moved to Texas, not understanding what I was getting myself into, and then I got there and I went, oh, now I get it. They have expressways to connect the malls. We don't have expressways here in Miami. So like I got to Texas and I went, oh, awesome. So, all right, I know. I thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the show. Fati, thanks so much for being here. Hang tight for just a second. Don't disconnect. So thank you to everybody. I know this was really crazy. We had a lot of technical issues. It was my fault, so I apologize. But thank you so much for being here. We love all of our viewers. And I'm so grateful for all of these queens coming and sharing their story, and for Fati for helping out. I'm so grateful that I have such great friends. Diana, thank you for being able to be here and support your lady. She's been in chat the entire time, being able to support her queen. So we are grateful to Diana Estrada for everything that she does. And then to all of you, if you haven't already, please, for all of our crownies out there, we do appreciate you. We are so grateful for all of you. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever you can do to help support us and help support these amazing women. We really appreciate you guys being here. Have a great night. Stay safe, everybody. See you soon. That's a wrap.